I'll be playing E major pentatonic and G sharp minor pentatonic exclusively. Now, it'd be easy to overplay because you got to figure you're supporting a vocalist or another soloist. I'm going to overplay just to show you exactly what I mean. There's no room for anybody else to solo on this, or space is real important in this kind of groove. Now we're going to go back to bubble parts and answer it with those double stops. You've got the perfect rhythm guitar part for this sort of stuff. And the beauty is that you're contributing something that no other instrument can. They're just quick little hammer and pulls, but they got to be in the pocket. Da, 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 da. Let's move to some other voicings because we were in fourth position. And by the way, that's an E major 7. Listen to what happens if I move the note on the 4th string down a whole step. I have a nice E major 9 chord. And upon examination, you can see how it's a B chord over an E bass. So that means, well, if I want to extend from E major 7 to E major 9, I can think of it as B over E. So here we have a B bar chord. So I'll play the top 4 strings, but with the E bass. See how beautiful that is? Now in that case, I'm simply arpeggiating the chord so that it leads into that downbeat keyboard part. Now if you don't want that much, the producer says, well, a little less, play less. You go 1, 2, 3. Blum. You're previewing what the keyboard's going to do. Now, artificial harmonics. See how beautiful that is? So this is something that would work real nice on this. All you have to do is follow the shape of the chord 12 frets higher. Let me demonstrate this. Let's stop the music and I'll demonstrate this. Because this song, really, texturally, that would fit so beautifully. Let's say you're playing this B over E, and you want to throw in some of those artificial harmonics. Hold the pick between your second finger and your thumb. Point your index finger so you're making a little toy gun out of your hand. Then you simply stop the string 12 frets higher. So you would see the same shape occurring up here in the 19th fret. You have that chord up there, so you just follow the shape. You pluck the string, keeping your index finger in contact with the string just for a few fractions of a second afterward. Now you can also go, there I'm using a palm artificial harmonic. The basic shape of that chord is a diagonal line, so I can go and just follow the shape. Let's go back to this E major 9. So I could go, do you see how I'm just, I don't need to worry about the bass note. Bass player's got that, so I can just simply go, or do it with my index finger. It's a light, delicate touch, but it's a great effect, especially with this chorus. It's a nice shimmer. Now, you can then add in other voicings. The important thing to remember is don't try to impress anybody with all your different voicings that you know. Try to find voicings that bring you a color you're looking for. Here we have E major 7. Drop the 3rd down a whole step, and that'll always give you the 9 or the 2, so that's an E major 9. And it's actually an E major 9 that can be thought of as a B over an E bass, and that's a common voicing, a modern voicing. Now in this case, we have the 3rd of the chord, the G sharp over here. If you take your E major 7 up here in the 7th position, drop your 3rd down a whole step, you get an E major 9 that doesn't have a 3rd, or 5th, doesn't have a 3rd, and that's a B over E. Now knowing that, if you can see little B triads, that helps you put in some upper partials. So we have a B chord right here, the one that looks like a C fingering. So I'll take this B chord, and I'll put the E bass. So we're actually building a more complex chord by breaking it down and looking at it as a triad over a bass note. I'm going to give you a formula because you want to put it in a formula so that no matter what key you're in, you can readily access it. We're playing over an E bass. B is the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you play a 5 chord over a 1 bass, you get a 1 major 9 without a 3rd. You get this sound, a beautiful major tonality. So there's B over E, so I have this B chord. I have a B chord right here. And if you extend it on over to the first string, looks like that. So let's take those top 3 strings, put an E bass, another B over E. That's the same thing as this. Here was the B over E. Then you can start adding other notes. There I'm just doubling the B up on top, because there's a B chord coming out of a G form. Just played over an E bass. Here we had this B over E. There's a lot of great stuff you can do.